Hello, today I'm going to be talking about a few tips that I have, some of my top tips for people that are getting into the construction industry. I've spent pretty much my whole career in construction or construction adjacent, and these are just some things that I've picked up along the way. So today I'm going to give you my top 8 tips for those of you that are just starting out your career in construction or engineering, trades, so that you can have a little bit more confidence when stepping onto a construction site for the first time. Number 1 is be confident, period. I don't care if you have to fake it, if that's not typically your personality, if you're usually really quiet and timid. I want you to fake the confidence. I want you to fake the audacity. I want you to put on a show and pretend that for the 8 to 10 hours that you are at work, you are the most confident person that you know. You make eye contact with everyone, you smile, you say, hey, how are you doing? How was your weekend? You have to be confident. Unfortunately, this industry is tough. Big personalities are the ones that thrive. And I know not everyone has a big personality and not everyone is super confident at all times, but unfortunately, that's just a skill that you're gonna have to learn in order to excel in this industry. Tip number 2 is dress the part. Figure out what work you're gonna be doing and make sure you have the right gear, tools, equipment, but also the right clothes and footwear. Because if you show up to work in gear that doesn't fit you or that isn't appropriate for the job that you're doing, you're gonna look unprepared and you're gonna look inexperienced. As a woman, it's not always easy finding gear that's gonna fit, but lucky for you, I have a ton of workwear reviews on my page that you can check out, and you're gonna show up to work looking really professional and not like you borrowed your dad's pants and shirt to start your new job on a construction site. My next tip is a little bit easier said than done, but tip number 3 is don't be scared to ask questions. I think that it's much better to ask questions and not pretend like you have all the answers, rather than doing something wrong and then getting in trouble because you didn't speak up and you didn't say, oh, I actually don't know how to do this. I need a little bit of assistance. Now, with that being said, not everyone is a safe person to ask questions to, and this is super key. Some people are going to be really mean, some people don't want to help you, and some people are really going to enjoy watching you fail. Do not ask these people for help. Find someone who's nice and willing to teach you and hang on to that person for dear life. I'm still in touch with a colleague from my old job who was super kind, incredibly experienced and knowledgeable in our work, super willing to help me, and I'll still reach out to him sometimes when I have questions. Tip number 4 is learn to be kind but stern at the same time. You're gonna learn that in this industry, people aren't very nice to each other. You will unfortunately stand out if you show up to site with a positive attitude and a willingness to work through problems and find solutions without getting angry or yelling or swearing at people and calling them names. Finding that balance is super important though, because you don't want people walking all over you. You don't want to be perceived as someone who's really kind and friendly and easy to get along with, but doesn't get serious when you need to be. Tip number 5 is figure out a strong handshake. I personally cannot stand when I shake a floppy hand, you know, one of these. I don't like. It's my first impression of you, and maybe I shouldn't, but I judge people with bad handshakes. In my head, I'm just like, weak handshake, weak person. Sorry. So figure out a strong handshake and practice with people. Like you can practice with your mom, your dad, your siblings, your partner. Doesn't matter, but just practice a strong handshake because it sets a really good first impression. What are we at? Tip 6, I think. Tip 6. This is also a bit of a practical tip, and that is to get your boots a little dirty. Again, I know this shouldn't necessarily be the case, but when I see a brand new clean pair of boots on site, I just think you're new, you don't know what you're doing, you've never been on a construction site before. And I know that that's not the case, and I know that there are some people that like to have really nice clean boots, but it gives you a little bit of a rapport with the people that are working on site. Even if you've just taken a brand new pair of boots out of the box, just rub a little dirt in them, you know, like hit them on the ground a little bit, make them look a little bit rough before you use them on site for the first time. Even if you're mainly in the office and you just come on site once a week, every 2 weeks for an inspection, dirty your boots up a bit. Don't show up with new clean boots. My last tip is to stop over explaining and stop over apologizing. If someone gives you corrections or feedback, just listen, take the feedback in and say, thank you so much. I will make sure I do it right the next time. I find that some people really like going into the history of why they made a decision. I don't need a PhD dissertation on why you did this way and why you made this and that decision that led you to ultimately the wrong outcome. I actually don't care, and most people don't care. All we care about is that you do it right the next time. So when I have to work with people that are like, oh, well, I did this because of this and that because of that, and then I thought that this and this, I'm like, it's a little frustrating because it doesn't actually matter unless you have a really specific question like, oh, I thought that we did this because of that. So just to clarify, this is the actual procedure. That's okay. But I don't want to hear an explanation of why you did what, because at the end of the day, it was wrong. So that's one, stop over explaining. Two, stop over apologizing. It's actually not that big of a deal. If you want to apologize once and say, oh, sorry, I didn't know, no problem, thanks for giving me a heads up, I'll do it right the next time, period. Accept the feedback, take it in, move on and do it right the next time. Just kidding, this is my last tip. My last tip is to wear your sunscreen, wear your hearing protection, wear your eye protection. This work is no joke, and we are outside a lot. The sun, UV rays, they are strong. I work with so many people that have very significant hearing loss and also walk around like dehydrated pieces of leather because they don't drink water, they smoke all day, and they don't wear sunscreen. Don't be that person. Take care of yourself. So those are my top tips for people that are working in construction. If you have any other tips that you think I missed that are important, put them down below. Let's help each other out. And if you're looking for those workwear reviews that I talked about earlier in the video, go check out my page, check out the videos that are linked. You're gonna find a lot of good resources there. And if you want me to review any other workwear, send me the brand, send me the name, comment them down below, and I'll check them out so that I can buy some and let you know if they're worth your money or not. Okay, see ya.